And this afternoon, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay, so chest up, shoulders back and down, abs are in tight, and we're gonna tap, tap, arms are spreading wide. Good. See if you can alternate which arm goes on top. If you forget, not the end of the world. Remember, go at your own pace. Do what you can do. It's not a race, it's just a warm-up. Good. 3, 2, 1, and knee up and biceps curl. So we're slowing it down a little bit. Right? If you need to use the wall or the chair for this one, then do. Right? If you need to just lift your toes instead of lifting your whole foot, or sorry, lift your heel rather than lifting your whole foot, then go ahead and do that. Good. Four, 3, 2, 1, and let's go side to side, side to side, side to side. Good. So again, if you'd rather just kind of shift your weight side to side, that's fine. If you want to just lift your heel, that's fine. Or you can lift your foot and just tap your toes. Let's come forward for a step or two if you can, and go back for a step or two, and forward for a step or two, and back for a step or two, and forward for a step or two, and back for a step or two, and forward. And of course, if anyone needs to stop for a drink, then by all means do. Good. Let's do it one more time after this one. One more time, forward and back. And back. Good job. All right, go ahead and plant your feet and bring your elbows right here. And we're gonna go turn, 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 lift the opposite heel. Turn, 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 opposite heel up. Turn, 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 heel up. Remember, it's not the arms that are moving. We're rotating from the waist. Heel up, heel up. Now, if you can do it and keep your balance, you can bring your knee up, knee up, knee up, knee up. Remember, it's the opposite from the direction that your arms stop in. 1, 2, 3, up. 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 So we want to feel this a little bit in the abs, and you might even feel it a tiny bit in the sides of your back. Yep, that's all good. Abs are in tight, right? Good. Let's do it one more time. Knee up. Okay, now we're going to do something similar. We're going to take the arms up, right? And we're going to bring opposite elbow and knee, or opposite elbow and heel lifts. So opposite elbow and knee. Go at your own pace. Try not to go too fast though. Good. How about 4, 3, 2, 1, and just march, right? Maybe roll your shoulders back a time or 2 or even 3, right? And then just go back to swinging your arms and marching. And let's march the feet out wide and march back in and march out wide and march back in and march out wide and march back in And march out wide. And march back in. And march out wide. And let's stay out wide for a little bit longer. Right, pull those abs in tight. Good, and march back in. And march out wide one more time. And march back in. Good job. So let's slow it down a little bit. Grab your chair, pick your knee up, send that leg back. Knee up, remember, it doesn't matter how far, any movement is better than no movement. Just remember, you want to try to make the amount that the chest comes forward and the leg lifts behind you, you want that to be relatively even so that you're not way down here with your chest and your foot's on the floor, right? So forward, knee up. Let's do 2 more, please and thank you. Good, last time. And release out, shake out your legs a little bit, right? Make sure shoulders are back and down, abs are in tight, and we're gonna switch legs. Knee up, leg back. So remember that hand is as light on the chair or the wall as you can make it. Knee up, leg back. Knee up, abs are in really tight. Knee up, leg back. Knee up, leg back. Knee up. And again, remember, take your time. Try to keep your balance. Good, let's just do 1 more. Good job, step that foot down. Go ahead and pick a leg, swing it forward and back just a few times. And then switch legs. Good work. All right, let's grab a quick drink. And then we're gonna move into a little bit of balance work. Okay, we're gonna get the hardest one out of the way first. So that's the one where we're closing our eyes. So feet are either side by side touching, or one foot is about halfway in front of the other so that the toes of one shoe fit into the arch of the other, or heel toe, right? In position 2 or 3, you want to tuck your hips forward. Everybody lift up really tall. Try to lift your head up without lifting your chin, right? Abs in tight. Lay your fingers on the chair, right? And if you're comfortable doing so, in 3, 2, 1, close your eyes, right? Try to keep a little bit of weight in that front leg. So we're shifting the hips forward a little bit. Abs are in tight. We're lifting up tall. And breathe. And remember, this is not an easy thing to do. Go ahead and open your eyes. Step your feet apart. Woo, shake out your legs a little bit. That's hard. And some days it's harder than other days. So try not to stress over it too much. Let's shake out our legs a little bit and then we'll do it on the other side. Okay, so make sure, unless your feet were side by side, make sure that you're switching your legs. Okay, try to stand up nice and tall. Abs are in tight, relax the toes, right? And 3, 2, 1, close your eyes. Breathe. Make sure you have some weight in each leg. Abs are in really tight. Don't expect to stand still like a statue, because nobody does. Let's try 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. Good job. Step your feet apart. Shake them out. All right, now we're gonna change legs again. We're gonna do it again, but this time we're gonna do it with our eyes open. So if your feet were side by side when the eyes were closed, see if you can do that semi-tandem. So one foot halfway in front of the other. And if you were already there, see if you can go to heel toe, because this time we get to keep our eyes open, right? And then stand up nice and tall. If you need to, put a finger or two on your chair. But if you don't need the chair, then don't use it. And breathe. Remember, we want to try to inhale through our noses and exhale through our mouth. 3, 2, 1. Good work. Step your feet apart. Shake them out a little bit. So generally speaking, the leg that's behind works a little bit harder, which is why we want to try to shift some of that weight forward so the front leg can share. Okay, so let's switch legs, right? If you're in foot position 2 or 3, shift your weight forward a little bit. Up tall, shoulders are relaxed, abs are in tight, reaching the crown of the head upward without lifting the chin. And breathe. Remember, keep shifting a little bit of weight forward. The weight wants to settle in the back leg, and we don't want it to. Good work. Step your feet apart. Woo. Shake them out a little bit. Do some leg swings forward and back if you need to. Okay. And then let's go ahead and grab our tube or bands. And if you don't have one, don't worry about it. You can use just the weight of your arms or light weights. Okay, so we're gonna shorten it up a little bit. We're gonna hold the arms out in front of us. Abs are in tight. We're standing up tall, feet are apart, and we're gonna go out and in. So we wanna keep that tube or band or the hands at about chest level. So not too high, right? And as the arms come out, we're pinching the shoulder blades together a little bit. And breathe. And abs are in tight. Let's do 2 more, please, and thank you. Shoulders stay down. Good job. Ooh. Lower down, roll your shoulders forward, roll them back. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the end in my left hand. The end that's in my right hand, I'm gonna drop down on the floor and I'm gonna step on it close to the right end with my right foot. And my left hand is down by my side here, and I'm gonna raise it up just to about my shoulder and lower it down and lift it up. And I'm keeping that arm back so it's in line with my shoulder. I'm not letting it come forward. Abs in really tight. I'm trying not to lean to the side or lean back, which is what we do when the shoulder can't do all the work on its own. So we want to try to get that arm as high as we can using just the shoulder. And abs in tight, of course. 3 more, please, and thank you. 3, try to keep that shoulder down. 2, last one, good work. Put the handle in the other hand, roll that shoulder forward. and roll it back a few times. Remember, we always want to end with a shoulder roll to the back. And so let's switch. So I'm reversing it. So now I'm stepping on one end with my left foot and the handle's in my right arm and my right arm's by my side and I'm raising it up to shoulder level and back down and up and back down. And I'm keeping that arm back by my side. So it's in line with my shoulder. So if you were looking at me from the left side, you wouldn't be able to see my right arm moving, or at least not much. Abs in tight. This is where it's really helpful to have a mirror. If you don't have a mirror, it's not the end of the world, but sometimes the mirror is a really helpful tool to have. Three, two, last one. Good work, everyone. Let's set this aside just for a couple of minutes. Roll that shoulder forward a little bit. Roll it back. Okay, and then get light weights. I know that you all don't have the same access that I have to weights. I wish you did. But we're going to repeat a couple of those exercises that we did in the warm-up, except now we're using weights. So we're going to bring the arms up overhead. They don't have to be straight. They can have a little bend. And we're going to go elbow, knee, elbow, knee. Now, if it's too hard to lift your foot off the floor, just pick your heel up. Elbow, heel lift, or elbow, knee lift. So elbow, knee, elbow, knee. And if this is really hard to do, put one of the weights down and do one side. And then if you're doing one side, go ahead and switch to the other side. Remember that elbow doesn't have to come way up and meet the knee. There should be a fair amount of space between them. Abs are still in tight. How about 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower your arms down. Loosen up your shoulders a little bit. Roll them back. Woo, shake them out a little bit. All right, now we're going to bring the hands up here. Right, take your feet apart a little bit, and we're going to go side, 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 knee up. Side, 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 knee up. Side, 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 knee up. So remember, we're rotating from the waist. We're rotating the rib cage. Side, side, side. We're not just rotating our arms, right? So we want to turn the body a little bit. Knee up, abs in tight, of course. Knee up, side, side, knee up, side, 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 knee up, side, 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 knee up, side, 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 knee up. Try not to go too fast, but do try to feel it a little bit in your abdominal muscles. Good. Don't bring that knee up so high that it makes you lose your balance. Let's do each side one more time. Knee up, side, 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 knee up. Good job. Lower your arms down. Let's set those weights down. Right. Roll your shoulders. Roll them forward a time or two. Roll them back. I don't know about you, but I felt that in my shoulders. Good job, everyone. All right, now let's go back to the tube or the band if you have one. And if not, you can use light weights or just your arms. So let's bring them back behind us. Okay, we're going to shorten them up a little bit. We're going to reach those arms straight out to the side. Right? And we're going to bring the arms forward and tap one leg in front. And again, try to alternate which arm goes on top. If it's too much to do the arms and the legs, just do the arms. Right, abs are in really tight. Try to bring the arms out nice and wide. Four, three, two, one. Good job. Lower the arms down. Set this aside for a moment or two. Grab your rod or your pole or your cane or your stick or whatever you have. And if you don't have one, just put your arms apart like this. Try to keep them pretty rigid so the arms are out pretty wide. I'm giving myself a nice solid stance with my feet apart, abs and tight. I'm bringing my arms up and back down. And at the top, I'm trying to squeeze my shoulder blades a little bit to pull my arms back and stretch my chest, right? And the elbows are staying straight, right? If you need to, if your elbows keep bending, take your hands a little wider apart. We want to try to get those arms up as high as we can, because oftentimes limited movement through the shoulders isn't caused by the shoulders, but the pectoralis muscles, the chest muscles. Good, let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, everyone. All right, now we're going to reverse the grip. We're going to hold it with the hands up. And if you're not using something in your hands, that's fine too. Just put your hands like this and try to have your elbows bent here. Okay, and then we're going to push the arms up, pull them back. Push up, pull back. In a perfect world, the hands are just about shoulder distance apart and the elbows are pointing straight forward when you raise your arms up. They don't want to, they want to go out wide like this, but then we're not using the same muscles. So up, and ideally we want to try not to let the elbows bend or straighten, which takes a lot of concentration, trust me. However, at the top, you definitely don't want to bend the elbows more and hit yourself in the head. Please don't do that. Good. Breathe. Good. Let's do 2 more, please and thank you. Up and down and up and down. Good work. Go ahead and set this aside. I'm going to grab another quick drink. Feel free to join me. Very good. All right, let's go back to that stretchy tube or band. We're going to take it back behind us again. And we're going to shorten it up. Right now, if you can, see if you can step forward and then push your arm up, and we're going to alternate sides. Okay, if not, just maybe lift your heel up or maybe just shift your weight a little bit. Okay, doesn't matter which side you start with. Here we go. Up, up. Make sure that if you have a tube or a band, that it's short enough so that you feel it when your arm is straightening, and then bend it again and straighten it and bend it again. And push up, push up, push, push, and abs are in tight. Now we're going to do 2 with the left, 2 with the right. Good, 2 with the left, 2 with the right, 2 with the left, 2 with the right. Let's do that one more time. 2 with the left, 2 with the right, and then we're going to go across in front with the arms. So cross in front, cross in front, cross in front, cross in front, cross. So try to straighten and bend, straighten and bend, straighten and bend. Take your time a little bit. Just don't try to rush it too much. More important to really get that extension in the arm. Push, 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 push. Now 2 with the left. So push, push, 2 with the right. Push, push, left, push, push, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Let's do it one more time. 2 with the left arm and 2 with the right arm. Good job, everyone. Stop, lower your arms down, roll your shoulders forward a few times, roll them back. So maybe your heart rate went up a little bit for that. Maybe it didn't. But if it did, just make sure that you can catch your breath a little bit. Let's go ahead and step on your tuber band if you have one. Make sure it feels pretty much the same on both sides. I'm going to make an X and switch the handles. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So I'm stepping my feet out wide and my hands are at the front of my legs. And that's about as far as they can go, right? Because there's a lot of tension on my tube, a lot of resistance. And I'm going to squeeze my shoulders back and pinch my shoulder blades and relax and pinch and relax. My abs are in tight and relax. Pinch back and relax. Pinch. Make sure that your chin is tucked a little bit, right? So each time that you pinch back, you're not pushing your chin forward or letting your head bob. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. How about 3, 2, 1. Good work, everyone. All right, undo that X if you have one. Maybe bring your feet a tiny bit closer together and hold down lower. So I'm holding the actual tube rather than the handles. And then abs in tight, shoulders back and down. I'm gluing my hands to the sides of my legs and I'm gonna push my hips back and then stand up tall and really squeeze my tush at the top, right? So push back, squeeze up, push back, squeeze up, push back, squeeze up, push back, squeeze up, push back, squeeze up. Abs are in really tight, squeeze up. Make sure when you come forward, you're looking down at the floor and not out in front of you. Right, and abs are in tight, supporting the low back, and we feel this in the backs of the legs. Maybe the low back a little bit. Don't let your hands go down too low. How about 3? I'm pinching my shoulder blades together a little bit too. One more time. Good work. All right, now we're gonna bring the feet together, okay? And you might need to relax your tuber band maybe a little bit, lengthen it maybe a little bit, maybe an inch or 2 between your feet. And let's just go to the right today. So abs in tight, and we're gonna go right and center, right and center. Try to keep your shoulders down, abs in tight, and we're working the right side of the waist. And center, and center, and center, and center, and center, abs in tight. Good. Remember, if you have any back or spinal issues, don't go quite so far. How about 3 more? 3, 2, 1. Come center. Make sure those shoulders are back and down and abs are in tight. Check your position and let's go left. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. And up. And up. And up. Good. Remember at least your left hand should be moving, maybe sliding down the outside of your leg a little bit. Abs and tight, don't forget. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Good work, everyone. All right. Take that tuber band down to the longest it'll go. Shake out your hands a little bit. My hands, I was gripping pretty tight for that one so that my tube didn't get any looser. So now I want to try to relax my fingers a little bit. I'm going to cross mine and make an X again. And then I'm going to bring my hands up to the outsides of my hips. And I'm really relaxing my grip, and my handle is across my palms, so I don't really have to use my fingers at all. And we're going to step out and in twice with the right leg, and then out and in twice with the left leg. And we're just going to keep alternating. Okay, so abs are in tight, shoulders stay down. Right, so here we go. Out, in, now left, out, in, out, and right. Abs are in tight, toes stay pointing forward as much as we can anyway. We just don't want the toes to turn out. Right, try to make sure you're stepping to the side, not to the back, and hopefully not forward. Good. Woo. Feel this in the outside of your leg, near the hip. It's fun. Remember that. If your legs are getting a little tired, you can let your arms go down a little bit lower. Let's alternate right and then left. So out and in right, out and in left. Try to stay up nice and tall. Shoulders are staying over your hips. Not leaning left when you step right and vice versa. We're not leaning back. Ooh. 3, 2. Last time. Woohoo. All right. Come on off the tube or band if you have one. Set it aside. If you're holding anything in your hand, set it aside. Let's put a hand on the chair. I'm going to start with my right leg, but it doesn't matter which leg you start with, right? I'm going to swing it around in front and around behind, and around in front and around behind, and around in front and around behind, and around in front and around behind, around in front, around behind. So I'm loosening up my right hip, but my left leg is working pretty hard. Let's do it one more time. All right, so this is the beginning of the last one and the end. Good job. Shake them out a little bit. If you want to, you can switch sides with the chair. You can't exactly switch wall sides. However, all right, and then my left leg is going to swing around in front and around behind, and around in front and around behind. So I want to just kind of loosen up those muscles around my hip. So it's okay to turn a little bit and try to really let that leg come out away from you. Let's just do it one more time. Right, so, and right there, good job. Whew. Shake the legs out a little bit. Okay, now from here, we're gonna go right into sitting and standing. So If you want to do this with weights, go ahead and grab weights. Whether you're sitting or standing, just remember, if you're using weights when you're sitting, the weights are coming out towards your knees. You're sitting out at the front edge of the chair, and you're going to alternate, bringing the knees up as high as you can without leaning back. If you're using weights and you're standing and sitting, or sitting and standing, the weights are going to be down by your sides or up on your shoulders. Okay, your choice. Abs are in tight, feet are out at least as far as the chair legs. Make sure that chair is where you think it is behind you, right? And here we go. Abs are in tight. Sit down and stand up and sit down. And when you sit down, make sure that you let yourself sit up tall. We all come forward at least a little bit when we sit and when we stand, but just make sure that you don't keep leaning forward when you're standing or sitting. Right, abs are in tight, so we're sitting lightly, like snowflakes. Good. So remember, this is a really good functional exercise. It's really important to be able to sit down and stand up on our own. Try to keep going. If you're sitting and standing and you're using weights and you're starting to really fatigue, set the weights aside and see if you can do more without the weights. If you're sitting and standing not using weights and you're really fatiguing, then sit and alternate the knee lift. And if you're already sitting and your legs are getting tired and you're using weights, set them aside. And if you're not using weights and your legs are getting tired, try to push through it a little bit. But if not, give yourself a little bit of a breather and try to rejoin us. Let's try for 3 more. We can do it. So this is 1, 2, last time. Good job, everyone. Go ahead, set the weights aside. All right, have a seat. Bring one knee into your chest. And you can hold either just below the knee or just behind it. Your choice, whichever feels better for you. Good job. And release, and let's switch sides. Good job, and release. Go ahead and stand up, and we're gonna pick up our heavy weights, and we're gonna do another set of those shoulder blade pinches. So pick up the heaviest weights that you have. If the heaviest weights that you have are less than 5 pounds, and you have 2 sets of weights, see if you can hold 1 of each in your hands and give yourself a little challenge that way. But if not, do whatever your hands can accommodate. Okay, so we're gonna hold those weights in our hands. We're gonna step our feet at least hip distance apart, chest up, shoulders back and down, abs are in tight, right? And we're gonna pinch back, pinch back, pinch back, and try to stay up tall. Tuck your chin down, maybe a tiny bit, pinch, 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 pinch. Remember, it feels great. Three, 2, 1. Good Good work, everyone. Set those weights down. Roll your shoulders forward. 3 or 4 big shoulder rolls forward. 3 or 4 big shoulder rolls to the back. Good work. And then we're going to pick up a little bit lighter weight and we're going to do some biceps curls, right? So if you have more than one set of weights, you want to make sure that you're using the lighter ones for these. And again, feet are out nice and wide. Palms are going to face forward. Elbows are under your shoulders. They're not way back here. They're not way up here. And they're going to stay here. And we're going to curl up and down. Shoulders stay back. Chest stays wide open. Relax your grip as much as you can. Abs are in tight. Remember, quality is more important than quantity. So if you start feeling yourself either going back like this or the weights are pulling you forward, then it's time to either start alternating sides or do it with lighter weights. There's nothing wrong with alternating sides if you're getting a little bit tired. Better to do that than to sacrifice your form. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Good work, everyone. Go ahead and set that weight down. Woo. Shake out your arms a little bit, possibly even a lot. Okay, now let's pick up one of the heavier weights. And what did we do first? We did the right side first. So we're going to hold that weight in the left hand. And the fingertips of the right hand are going to be either behind your ear or on your shoulder. If neither of those work for you, your right arm can be down by your side. Right, feet not too wide apart. Really pull those abs up and in. And let's go. Right, center, right, center. Try not to let the weight pull you over to the left. If it does, it's not the end of the world. That's just a little bigger range of motion than we want at this point. Remember, doing any is better than doing none. Try not to hold your breath. Remember, in tight here. Hold those abs in tight. And if you're feeling it in your neck, you're letting your head move too much. So you want to try to push your fingertips into the side of your head to help to keep it from moving too much. 3. Now, after the third one, if you want to set the weight down for the stretch, go ahead. This is the last one. So if you want to set the weight down, do it now. Reaching the right arm up to the ceiling, pushing the hips to the right and flexing over to the left. And let that weight, if you have it, pull your left side down and stretch the right side a little more. And breathe. Good job, everyone. Make sure you're not bending either knee here. Abs and tight, inhale, lift up. Good work, let's switch sides. All right, arm by your side, fingertips on your shoulder or fingertips behind your ear. Abs are in really tight, feet not too wide apart. And left elbow goes down, up, down. Remember, feet stay flat, knees stay straight. Down, up. And that's whether you're doing these seated or standing. If you're seated, you want to keep both sides of your tush squarely on the chair. So don't let the right side of your tush lift up. And that's what happens if we're standing and we let the right heel lift up. Remember, it's fun and it feels great. 2 more. We can do it. Remember, if you want to set the weight down after this one, that's fine. That was the last one. Let's reach that arm up and flex. Push the hips over to the left and flex to the right. Try to keep that left arm back by the side of your head. Let your right hand slide down the outside of your leg, down toward your knee or toward the floor, or both. If this bothers your back, don't do it. Abs in tight. Inhale and slowly release. Let's set this weight down. Whew. Good work, everyone. All right, let's just do a little bit of twisting. Loosen up those muscles a little bit more. Remember, we're not just pulling our arms. Again, we're turning a little bit. Okay, good. We're going to wrap this up with a little bit more lower body work. So we're going to stand behind the chair, and you want to make sure that you're not standing like this at an angle, right? Your legs are underneath you and you're pretty close to the chair, right? We're going to take one leg back. It doesn't matter which one. So that leg is extended and the toes are on the floor and abs are in tight, and we're going to squeeze here, squeeze. And if the foot comes off the floor, great. But if it doesn't, don't worry about it. As long as you're squeezing up here and you can feel that. Woo. Squeezing that tush. Strengthen those glutes, which is going to help to support the low back and the hips and the knees. So even if you're sitting, you can still lower that knee down and just kind of squeeze and squeeze like this, and squeeze and squeeze. And let's do 3 more. Squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Ooh, good job. Ooh, shake them out a little bit. And we're gonna switch sides. Switch legs, make sure you're standing up tall. Your feet aren't way out behind you, right? And take the other foot back. Abs in tight and pinch, 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 pinch. Really important to strengthen these muscles. Weak glutes are the cause of a lot of issues. So if you can get on the floor, another way to strengthen the glutes is with bridges. You can also do those on your bed, if you know what a bridge is. Abs in tight. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Good job. Step both feet back. No more than about 2 feet behind the chair. Push back into your heels and push your chest down toward the floor. Remember, we don't want the elbows to be straight. We want to keep a little bend in the elbows, and that helps us to be able to keep our shoulders back so that the back isn't rounding. And we're pushing back, and feel that stretch. Whew, feels good. Breathe. Good. Abs in tight. Inhale and slowly lift up. We're going to switch sides again. And this time we're going to work the hamstrings. So we're going to take one foot back behind us. But this time we're going to pick that heel up, down, up. And we're trying to stay up nice and tall. And my abs are pulling in really tight. I'm not letting that knee come forward. Or if I do, it's not going any further forward than the other knee. And I'm trying not to let lifting my leg push my upper body forward. Trying to stay up tall. My toes are hitting the floor lightly, which is part of the responsibility of my abs. Woohoo, think happy thoughts. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Let's take that leg, the one we were just moving, bring it out in front of us, heel down, toes up, and push, bend the other knee and push your hips back a little bit. Try to keep the working. I was using my right leg. My right knee is staying straight. And I feel a stretch down the back of my leg. Good. And slowly stand up. And you guessed it, we're going to switch legs. We're almost done. Up tall, abs and tight, leg back. And heel goes up, down, up, down. And we want to try to really squeeze that heel up as high as we can get it. But if it won't come very high, don't stress over it. Do the best that you can do, right? That's all anyone can ask of us. Try not to lean too heavily on the chair. Woohoo, I'm feeling this one. Make sure those abs are in tight, supporting your low back. Three more. 3, 2. Last one. Woohoo. All right. Bring that heel out in front of you. Remember, heel down, toes up, knee is straight. Push your hips back behind you a little bit. Bring your chest forward. You almost want to feel like you're going to drag that heel across the floor, except don't. Really push back. Breathe. Good job. And slowly inhale up. We're going to stay behind the chair, just maybe, I don't know, 18 inches maybe behind the chair. Take one leg and cross it over the other leg. Doesn't matter which. We want those feet to be more side by side and not heel toe. Okay? Try to center yourself behind your chair. Push your hips out behind you. Push your chest down toward the floor. And we should feel this a little more in the outside of the leg that's behind. Not always, but usually that's what most people will feel. Try to breathe. Shoulders are back away from your ears and you're not letting them round forward. So a little pinch between the shoulder blades. Just a few more seconds. Good. Abs and tight. Inhale and lift up. And we're going to switch legs. So whichever leg was behind last time is now in front. Make sure your feet are more side by side and not heel toe. And push back. And chest comes down toward the floor. And I feel this in the outside of the leg that's behind, which at the moment is my right leg. And my shoulders are back. My abs are in tight. Good work. Abs are in tight. Inhale and let's stand up and have a seat. Okay, so we're going to come out toward the front edge of the chair and we're going to pick one leg. I'm going to take my left leg and ankle over my knee. Remember, if you need to, you extend the right leg. If you need to, you take the ankle just below the knee. Right? The important part is to get some stretch. And then hands go on that leg just above the knee, and I'm going to gently press down. And I'm sitting up tall. I'm trying not to lean back, right? My upper body's about as tall as I can make it. If you want to feel this stretch a little bit more, you can flex your left foot or whichever foot is on top. So pull your toes up towards your shin, push the heel out away from you. And try to make sure that you're not leaning back. And sometimes it takes a mirror or another set of eyes to tell whether you are sitting back. It's hard to feel sometimes. Good, and release. And we're gonna switch legs. All right, so ankle over knee. Make sure that that knee is directly in front of the hip. It's not dropped in, right? If you need to, you can extend that leg though, or take the ankle just below the knee. And then we're gonna gently push down just above the knee, never directly on it. Make sure you're sitting up tall. Not pinching the shoulders up though. Abs are in tight, of course. And then if you'd like, flex that foot a little bit. Breathe. Good work, and release. And then I'm gonna scoot over to the left side of my chair. I'm staying toward the front of my chair seat, holding on with my right hand to the outside of the chair, and I'm lowering my left knee down toward the floor. My left foot is behind me, sitting up as tall as I can. My right knee is out in front of my right hip. It's not over to the left. I'm lifting up and I'm seeing if I can push back from down here. So I really feel this today. I think I feel it a little more today than I usually do. Breathe. So we do tend to feel this a lot more if we've been doing any time sitting. Good. And carefully sit up. Let's bring that foot forward and we'll slide over to the other side of the chair. Try to make sure you stay toward the front of the chair. Hold on with the other hand. So I'm holding with my left hand. I'm lowering my right knee down toward the floor. My left knee is in front of my hip. I'm sitting up as tall as I can and I'm pushing back a little. And I'm breathing. And I don't feel this quite as much in this side as I do the other side. But that's just me, and that's just today. Not always like that. And that's pretty typical with stretches. Just a few more seconds. Good job, sit up, bring that foot forward. All right, now let's go ahead and stand up. You know me, I don't like to sit. I'm moving my chair out of my way. I'm gonna reach my arms up overhead and I'm gonna maybe flex over to one side a little bit and breathe. And center, and you can do the same thing seated. If reaching your arms up bothers your shoulders, then bring your hands maybe up to your shoulders. Now, reaching the arms helps us to stretch our sides a little bit more. Good. And reach up tall. See if you can press your arms back a little bit and then lower them down to your sides and stand up nice and tall. Try to tuck your chin down just a tiny bit, and we're just going to take the chin, Side to side. Sorry, we ran a little bit long today. I apologize. Just side to side. Just kind of loosen up your neck muscles. Good job. And then look forward, maybe a shoulder roll or two to the back. And then we're all done. All right. Great job, everyone. As